What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are testing out some more new drugstore and affordable makeup. So let's get into it. The first thing I have is this Alter Ego Wildwood eyeshadow palette. So this is a 15 color eyeshadow palette. This is $22 on their website. You can only buy it from their website. And in case you didn't know, I actually have a coupon code with Alter Ego. It's ASH10 in all caps. You get 10% off. If you decide to use that code, I do get a little bit of commission from that. So thank you so much. But regardless if I have a coupon code with the brand, I'm going to let you know the dirty deets, okay? We're going to be honest here. Yeah, in this one, you get 5 shimmers and the rest are mattes. I really have liked the looks that I've created with this whenever I have used it. Obviously, it's not something that I gravitate towards all the time. So here's what the shimmers look like, and they almost have a translucency and a sheerness to them whenever you swatch them, almost like a glitter topper. However, they're very easy to build up. You can build them up to full-on opacity, and they can be very vibrant. It's not chunky. It's a very finely milled formula. And then here are a few of the mattes. Once again, a few shades I feel like look very similar. Like I feel like these two, and then also this one, they look almost identical. So I feel like they could definitely give some more variety in their palettes because I feel like they dupe a lot of the same tones. They're not my absolute favorite matte formula in the world. There's a few that I feel like I have to work a little bit harder at. And I would have never thought to incorporate teal into an olive green, limey tone look, but it looks so good. It's a color combination that you don't really see a whole lot. So I think that this addition to the palette, it's kind of like, I don't know if that's gonna work, but you gotta see it to believe it. However, a problem that I have with almost every Alter Ego palette that I've gotten, there is a weird formula that they use. I'll show you a couple in just a second. There's 2 in here. This shade right here, this dark, grungy, dirt brown color, and then this orangey color right here. They look matte, but there's almost a sheen to it. But they are so dry, and you can't do anything with them. You can see an indentation where I put my finger in here to swatch them. There's what those 2 shades look like, and that's really pressing down in there. Of course, they're gonna swatch just fine. But with a brush, I cannot get these to show up on my eyes. Like, they are so weird and so firm. But yeah, every palette that I've ever tried from Alter Ego has that weird, firm, like looks like a matte, but also has some sheen, could be a cream kind of formula in there. It's very odd. But yeah, I wore the palette for about 8 hours. I didn't really have any creasing or fading, so they do wear really well. It's a very unique palette, I will say that. I'm sure it's trying to dupe a Natasha Denona palette. I'm not super familiar with her newer palettes that have been coming out, but it looks familiar. Is this a palette I'm gonna get a lot of use out of? Probably not. Next thing I have is this Flower Beauty Bright Eyed Under Eye Corrector. This is $13 at Ulta. They have 4 shades. I got the shade Light. This is just a big chubby stick. So here's what the shade Light looks like. So it's just a light peach shade. Just to kind of give you the key ingredients. It's hyaluronic acid, algae extract, coconut oil, and gardenia flower extract. So this did layer really well under concealer. I didn't have any problems with blending. It's a really nice smooth formula. It has some hydration. It's not too drying. Didn't have any problems with my concealer going on top. I didn't get, bunching up problems or separation, cakiness, nothing like that. But here's my philosophy. I feel like a peach under eye corrector should be pigmented enough to be able to stand on its own. It should have enough color payoff to where it can cancel out those blue and purple undertones as well as conceal. The less products you have on your under eye area, the better. You should be able to put a corrector on under foundation, and then once you have your foundation on, have enough coverage. I know everyone has a differing opinion on that. Some people look at it as, well, it's a corrector, not a concealer. You're expecting it to be a concealer. Yeah, I was just looking for more coverage and opacity from this to where I wouldn't need a concealer, and yeah, it definitely didn't do it for me. Now, I was reading some of the reviews, and there were people saying that this is one of the best ones they've tried. It worked well for them. So obviously take reviews with a grain of salt. We're all looking for different things. Next up, we have yet another liquid bronzer. I feel like these brands are just shooting them out left and right. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Contour Wand. This is $13.49 at Ulta. There are 2 shades. I got the shade Fairlight. It says it's made with a blend of Muru butter, Capuchu butter, and Takuma butter from the nutrient-rich Amazon, packed with essential fatty acids and provitamins known to soften, condition, and moisturize the skin. Yeah, I'm sure they do those things when it's a skincare product that's meant to penetrate, not a makeup product. So I made the mistake the first couple of times that I used this of using it more like a bronzer. It looks neutral whenever you swatch it, but then when you blend it out, and especially if you apply too much, it does have a more cool tone aspect to it. So I believe, I don't know if it was the B-roll or in another video, or I don't know what it was, but I applied a very heavy amount, and it looked a little muddy. It looked a little you don't know how to contour, girl. A little bit doesn't go as far as I thought it would because it is really pigmented, but it's definitely very buildable. However, I will say I definitely prefer squeezing the product on the back of my hand and working from there versus dotting it onto my skin straight from the wand. I just feel like you have more control of the blend and the intensity, but it sets down pretty quickly. So I just now applied this maybe 2 minutes ago and it's already pretty much set down, and it sets down to be matte. There's no dewiness, no shine. So on the day that I did the wear test, it did wear pretty well. It could have been better. I mean, it probably would be just fine if I, topped it off with an actual powder bronzer or powder contour, which I don't really always want to do. Like if I'm using a liquid or a cream product, I'm using it because I want the glow. I feel like the product itself is really nice. It's really pretty. I don't know if I like it more than the serum bronzer that came out from them, which that's a bronzer. This is a contour. Maybe it's apples to oranges, but I feel like I like this formula better than this one. I feel like this one has better dry down. This one it has a little more glow to it. I would say if you're in the market for a contour that's not too gray, too cool tone and ashy, that could borderline be used as a bronzer, check it out. It's not my favorite, but it's good. Next up, we have the Flower Beauty Ultra Light Liquid Blush. This is $14.50 at Ulta. They have 5 shades. I got the shade Peachy, which they call a nude peach. It's a peach and it looks very basic, but there's just something about it, like the tone of it or the warmth of it, that I've not really seen anything like it at the drugstore. It just looks like a kind of shade that you would see at Sephora. And they actually call this a gel-based tint. I didn't know this was considered to be a gel. For the packaging, even though I like the sponge tip, I like the fact that they're trying to dupe something, it's so messy. But whenever you squeeze up more product, it just leaks around the rim right there. Can you see how messy that is? Look at the lid. Look at this. It looks like I've had it for like 6 years. But it comes out really fast too, so beware. I will say this is very pigmented. I'm talking borderline rare beauty pigmentation. I don't even recommend dotting it onto your skin directly from the tube. I recommend, once again, putting it on the back of your hand. This dries down very fast, so I do recommend working one side at a time. But in terms of wear, it does wear pretty well. I do get a little bit of fading with this, but it's not a whole lot. Is it my favorite blush formula? No, I've got others in my collection that are better. I don't love it, but it's not bad. And last but not least, we have some more Flower Beauty products. They kicked out a few new products this year. These are the Gloss Crush Lip Serums. These are $11 at Ulta. They have 6 shades. I got the shades Amber Crush and Pink Crush. Yeah, it just comes in a bigger doe foot applicator. It's very soft and cushiony and plush. Key ingredients are apricot oil, raspberry seed oil, and avocado oil. So yeah, they call these a serum lip gloss, but I mean, you could also call them a lip oil. So here's what Amber Crush looks like. So this is just like an apricot peachy kind of tone, and then here is Pink Crush, which they just call a light pink. So yeah, pretty basic. Yeah, there's Pink Crush on top of another lip gloss. Let me go ahead and put on the other one. I put them on in the B-roll, but why not? We're here. And I do have a lip liner on, but yeah, Amber Crush is the one that I've used the most, like the one that I've tested the most. And it's a really pretty shade at first. As you can see, it's just a really nice peachy nude. It's not so peachy to where it makes your teeth look yellow or, pull out the orange tones in your teeth. Like, I feel like it's a really nice everyday wearable kind of shade. And at first, the color looks really pretty, but this dissipates and fades into clear very quickly. The wear on these is not good in my opinion. I would say within an hour, it just looks like I've got a clear gloss with lip liner on. Like if I have a lip liner on, it's like, oh, where's the rest of it? Yeah, you could get both these shades even though they look completely different. And after 45 minutes to an hour, they're gonna look the exact same. And they don't feel super sticky. They do feel slightly heavy. They kind of feel cheap. Like there's a cheapness to the feel. Like on one hand, they feel hydrating, and then the other hand, they feel like makeup that I'd get at Claire's. Let me do the little smack test. You see that? It's kind of gross. Yeah, for me, these are a pass. Give this video a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more like it where I do reviews and wear tests, subscribe if you're not already, and turn the notification bell on to always see my stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.